Hello, and welcome to Let My People Eat, a podcast that provides satisfying talk about kosher nutrition. Here we clear through the clutter of nutrition speak, arm you with the clarity and confidence to eat, feel, and be your healthiest every day. I am Jill Scharfman, a board-certified holistic nutritionist living in Los Angeles, and with me is Dr. Andrea Moskowitz.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andrea Moskowitz, and I'm a neuroscientist and psychiatrist. I use my training and experience to integrate positive lifestyle changes into my patients' lives.
Hey, Andrea.
Hey, Jill. How's it going?
Things are going really well. I want to bring up two things. There was episode 23 when we talked about clean skincare and beauty.
Right.
Zulika mentioned that we eat 2 pounds of lipstick a year. And I went back and I looked that up. And it's really, some people do say we eat up to 1 pound of lipstick a year or 7 pounds over our lifetime. So none of it's good, but I just wanted to clarify.
Good. Thank you. I was getting a little worried.
Because that sounded like a heck of a lot.
That does.
The other thing I want to say that is in episode 25, excuse me, when we interviewed Deanie Klein from Prep and Rally,
yes,
she was kind enough to offer all of our listeners 15% off her subscriptions using code LMPE. So I've also posted that on the website. So anybody who wants to go sign up for Prep and Rally and get 15% off their subscriptions, go ahead and use code LMPE, Let My People Eat. So we have a guest today. So excited to talk to her. She is a fellow person who's very into health and nutrition. Her name is Rivki Rabinowitz. She's a mom of 3. She uses her interior design background to bring creativity and color into the food that she prepares.
Great.
And if you go onto her Instagram at Rivki Rabinowitz, you'll see what a beautiful feed it is and how she presents vegetables. And it just, I know you took a look at it.
I looked at that feed and honestly, I wanted to eat everything that was posted on that feed immediately. And I wasn't even hungry when I went on it.
Rivki was also the winner of Kosher Chopped, which is hosted by Naomi Nachman, the Aussie Gourmet. She lives in Toronto. Actually, right now, Rivki is joining us from the Toronto airport. So if you do hear any announcements in the background, just know that she was kind enough to fit us in today on her way out of town.
Thank you, Rivki. I really appreciate that.
Well, thanks for having me on the intro.
Yeah, no problem. So we know you love your vegetables and your fruits. That's your passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are your best tricks and tips for preparing them?
That's a really good question. I think part of why I love working with fruits and vegetables so much is because of their natural color. Mm-hmm. So without having to work too hard, you can create something that is so pleasing to the eye.
Right.
So I think the only tip and trick I have is to kind of just take a seat back and let them shine through in their natural state. And I find that the most interest I get in things that I post is stuff that I actually haven't worked hard to prepare, but it's using diversity in the actual produce.
Right. Got it. And is it easy to get everything in Toronto? Like, do you have farmers markets?
We have farmers markets. I used to be a lot more of like an avid farmers market goer, but they're all so far from my home. So I actually have an amazing connection with the local grocery store, Savers Fresh Market. And they'll bring things in for me or my friends, or like I'll request something and they always come through.
Okay. Do you try to eat organic? Is that something that is accessible? Is it, I'm talking from an economical standpoint. Is that
feasible?
Feasible. The keyword is try. I mean, obviously, I'm more cognizant of choosing organic when it comes to things like the Dirty Dozen.
Right.
I really feel like, and I'm sure this is going to be content that's going to come up a lot throughout this podcast, but I just really feel like the whole key to living in a healthy way is sustainability.
Right.
So if the option is, let's say, and this is my personal choice, of course, if the option is, let's say, not having that ingredient or buying it non-organic, I think it's pretty clear what I would choose.
Right. So just the Dirty Dozen, Andrea and I are going to do an episode on organic, and we are actually going to be speaking to an organic farmer. So we'll explain the Dirty
Right.
Dozen, but it's basically the list of the fruits and vegetables you should always try to buy organically first and foremost if you can. But we'll delve into that a little bit deeper when we do that episode.
Yeah. I was going to ask you. So you have 3 kids. What are what age range do you have your kids?
So I have 3 girls, 6.5, 3.5, and 2.
Okay. So, what are your tricks for getting kids to eat or try more fruits and vegetables?
I love this
other
one.
than growing up with it. But I mean, but even when they grow up with it, at a certain age, sometimes it's like around 4 or 5-ish, they become like sometimes a lot more picky or they don't want to, stuff that they would have eaten when they were 2.5.
Right. Well, I love this question because I really feel like so much about eating and parenting is so much more about like the mind and the emotion than it is about the actual food.
Uh-huh.
So, do you hear, by the way?
Yes, we can.
It's okay. You're loud enough that we can hear you over it. But yes, go ahead.
Perfect. I'm good to wait also if it gets annoying. So what I've seen is, let's say with my first daughter, no matter how many parenting books or eating techniques that I could try to interact with her, no dice. Like I could do no right. So my approach with her has really just been to value my relationship with her long term over making sure she gets the nutritional benefits I wish she would. Does it break my heart? Oh yeah. But at the same time, I don't want it to become like a stressful conversation, and I don't want her to feel pressure to try things because that kind of mentality doesn't carry over later on in life well either.
Right.
So when it comes to her, I have no tips. I have no tricks. At face value, I'm a total failure. But
no.
You know what though? Like, I've taken the pressure off. That's pretty much what I could say. And when it comes to my second and third, you get to see. I mean, listen, if I had my second and third as my first kid, I would be so smug when I would speak to parents who said they had picky eaters, because I would say, well, you just have to try. And now I know you can put in 100% of the effort, but it has to be something that they want. Right. That's just my personal experience.
And I think over time it changes. Like you have been exposing her, and it just will over time, their tastes change, and she sees it, and she might eventually, hop on the bandwagon. So don't stress, like you said.
No, for sure, exactly.
Yeah, the best thing. And okay. And your husband, does he love vegetables?
Yeah, actually, together we lead a pretty healthy lifestyle. I would say that I'm a lot more, I'm going to use the word savage when it comes to like my fitness regimen, and obviously my passion is experimenting in the kitchen, but he's completely open to all of it. And he actually has a pretty healthy relationship when it comes to food. So today for lunch, he had a slice of pizza. He didn't think about it. And we'll probably just have like some seared tuna and salad for dinner. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Got it. Okay, good.
Any tips for, because I know some of my friends tell me, because my husband also is like very, very good about eating fruits and vegetables and whole grains and all. That's not, and all that. It's not a problem for him. In fact, he's very, very open to it. But so I'm always at a loss because sometimes like friends ask me like, what do they do? Because their husbands are like Mr. Meat and Potatoes, or Mr. Chulent and Kishka, whatever. And like, they're trying to sort of like work something in, healthier for their husband.
Like, it's so funny because I actually just had a conversation like this with my friend that I went out for dinner with last night. I mean, this advice my sister gave me, maybe I was even in high school, and it applies to every area in your life, whether it's with your partner or your friend or whatever it is. But the only person that you can control is yourself. So
that's true.
You can keep putting forth the right stuff. Yeah. Your food has to taste delicious. That's the thing. Like, I don't care how healthy something is. If it's not something that actually makes my taste buds sing, I'm not going near it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I know with my husband, like, obviously I try to cook, very healthy, lots of fruits and vegetables. And I would say it's only in the last year that he got it. He got it. Like, 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 he got it. Like all of a sudden he understood it. You know, it took a while.
Did something about your approach change, or was it just based on him being ready?
No, I think it was him being ready. And it's the same thing over the years, you know, in terms of, you know, how he approached exercise. You know, for years he didn't exercise. And then, you know, he started taking some supplements. And now he's really, you know, very careful about, you know, what he's eating. And I think they have to be ready. Like we can nag them all we want, but if they're not ready, it's not going to happen.
I wasn't thinking of nagging so much as like any like dishes or things you've made that like even somebody who's not so much into like vegetables would still like, you know, that kind of tip.
I think I started off in this whole thing experimenting with fun desserts, and actually like I had to learn the hard way that you know how everybody who's like a rookie figuring out healthy ingredients will start off making that granola bar and they're eating it like it's celery juice. Right. So like after like polishing off like a full 9x13 pan of glow bars, I realized that I needed to take a seat back.
Right.
But I feel like those are good ways to kind of integrate that nutritional food can actually taste completely delicious, in my opinion.
Yes. Right. Where do you come up with your recipes?
I mean, this really comes back to what I was saying before, that I don't overdo it with trying to change the food the way it is naturally. So I'm not going to try to turn radicchio into tasting like iceberg lettuce. I'm going to take the bitter lettuce and I'm going to pair it with something sweet, and that's my recipe. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So are you grilling, roasting, sauteing, you know, those?
Everything. I think, unfortunately, this is like the worst. I'm really known for my salads. So like when it comes to like a potluck or a dinner, everyone will be like, oh, just Rivki prepares me salads. I'm like, each of these salads has the dill diced on a certain thing and the basil is on a chiffonade. I'm like, kill me now.
All right.
Ask me to make some apple cobbler.
Right. Well, it's good to have your go-to, you know, that's what you're known for. You spoke briefly about exercise and that you're very committed. What's your favorite exercise?
I'd have to say right now, to my body's detriment, I'm at Barry's boot camp way more often than I should be. You know what?
So
actually, February 8th, I had made myself a resolution that I was going to work on incorporating some more low impact into my body, because it's not just my body that needs it, it's my psyche. And I hope to be exercising till the very end of my life. Right. So I have to do things to ensure maintenance and prevent injury, and a workout as intense as that, I think we all know is not good for that.
Right. So I did Barry for 9 years. I was totally, I was fully on board with the Barry's boot camp experience. And for those of you who haven't experienced it, it's an hour-long class, half an hour spent on the treadmill, half an hour spent on floor exercises. But they really, really push you to the fact that if somebody threw up during class, which I never did, but I came close, they give you a free t-shirt. They give you a t-shirt as a reward. Like they want you to. And if you sign up for the morning academies where you have to show up like 5 days a week and you don't show up, they will call you from class with the rest of the class and say like, why are you not here?
So like my favorite, like my go-to trainer will say things like, okay, everybody, let's join Rivki in her early 5-second recovery. And I'll be like, dude, I was just sprinting on a 14. I'm sorry I could only make it to 27 seconds.
Right. Well, the other thing is, if you, like if you're holding a plank and they want you to hold it for, let's say, a minute, and a minute was like the easy plank, that's if you're on all fours and holding, really using your stomach muscles, your abs, and you came out of your plank before everyone else, they made the entire class do it again.
Exactly. But I'll tell you the truth. Okay. I want to say this. Okay. First of all, when people ask me all the time, like, what do I do for fitness? And when I tell them Barry's, I very often say, I'm not in like this honeymoon phase where, you know, it's all good and etc. Like I'll tell somebody, like, unless you actually have a knowledge of your body and your body's cues and how to understand floor, the room is too dark, nobody's correcting your form, and all of that. Having said that, my relationship with fitness, and I know this sounds so cliche and millennial, but my relationship with fitness is so much about my mind connection. And I think my natural state is in this, you know, cortisol elevated kind of workout. So for me to be in a class like that and push myself and say what I just accomplished in that hour, I was capable of doing, it really positively directly translates into other areas of my life. Like, let's say parenting, where I'll say, you accomplish that for 45 seconds. You're going to tell me you can't hold your temper for 45 seconds?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
So it really positively translates into other areas. And that's just like one of the myriad reasons why I thrive on that kind of environment, because they demand excellence. You see with the regulars, you know, they're driven people. They're surrounding themselves with positivity, goal getters, entrepreneurs. It's a really positive space.
Yes, I agree. Oh, okay. We're going to change tactics for a minute. One of the questions we ask our guests, it's a desert island question. So if you were going to a desert island, so we asked our makeup person, if you were going to a desert island, what would be your makeup? So we're going to ask you, if you were going to a desert island, what would you bring? Herbs, spices, vegetables? Like, what are the five things that you need?
Right. Good one. Okay. So tons of kosher salt.
Okay.
Probably lemon, probably fresh mint, kale, and avocado.
Okay.
Okay.
There you
Very
go.
good.
So you could make a very good salad out of that.
Right. And if
Oh God, I don't think that will get me far. Maybe I should add in some like macadamia nuts or something.
Right.
Well, no, there might be nuts on the island. You know?
Yes. Pineapple.
Okay, valid.
Pineapple, coconut, maybe. Yeah.
I got to learn about which are the non-poisonous mushrooms.
Right. Oh, yeah. And also, okay, so on the same island, right, you get two oils.
You got
two oils or two fat, like besides the avocado.
Okay, so that would for sure be grapeseed oil is my go-to oil. I mean, it's so high in vitamin E and it has a lot of good fatty acids. But I have avocado oil because the smoke point on grapeseed is probably not so good for frying. So then I'll whip out the avocado when I want to do something like sautéing or frying or something like that.
Right. So just everybody should know, we have a blog post that's going up next week that talks about all the oils and the smoke points and what oils are best recommended for what type of cooking or salads. So
smart.
I will post on Instagram as soon as that goes up. Okay, a couple of lightning round questions. What's your favorite kitchen tool?
Oh, it's got to be my julienne peeler or my mandolin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Andrea, do you?
What's my favorite
kitchen tool?
Yeah, my meat thermometer.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Because I was always afraid to cook like these. I'd buy these very expensive
roast
cuts of meat and roast from Go and Behold, and then I would, ruin it because either it was undercooked or overcooked, and the digital meat thermometer has saved me. So now that you said that, Andrea, I'm going to say probably now my spiralizer.
Oh, those are fun.
I love making zoodles. I think that's probably my second choice. Okay. Rivki, favorite smoothie?
Ooh, okay. I have two.
Okay.
Do you know who Melissa Wood is?
No,
I
don't. Okay,
so. You should definitely follow her. She she just like exudes like sunshine and positivity. She has this spirulina smoothie, which I find so energizing in the morning. Or I really like this mint chocolate one that I make with like cacao and mint and maca and almond milk.
Are those recipes on your feed? Like.
Yeah. Okay. The spirulina one is not my recipe. It would be on melissawoodhealth.com.
Okay.
But the chocolate mint one, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, next. Favorite superfood?
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't have one. I like my lifestyle is so nutrient dense that they're all super. They all have a starring role. I eat some kind of form of kale probably every day, but if you're going to tell me a goji berry is going to save my life, that's not going to have me shoveling it in by the bucketful.
Right. I would have to say mine is eggs. My
superfood.
My superfood is eggs. I have eggs every day. I just love that it's just like this complete package of goodness. And we talk about in the breakfast episode how it has the highest biological value of any food. So, Andrea, do you have one?
So not only do I like blueberries, but our dog loves blueberries.
So Rivki, you're traveling right now. What are your travel foods? How do you prepare? Do you take things with you?
Oh, this is a biggie for me. My husband will make a joke that like we went to Thailand in the summer and I was so well equipped that like we almost didn't need to have food there because I took it so far. I think a big one for me, I always make a few recipes of chia seed pudding because they keep so well and they're good room temperature. And I also thrive a lot. Do you know the Kia brand of oatmeal that has like the combination of the chia, hemp, and oatmeal?
I don't know that specific one, but I know I do have another one. Yeah. I do have others. Yeah.
So I find that oatmeal, like the specific combination of having those three things together doesn't give me that like sluggishness that sometimes oatmeal can with the sugar.
Right. Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. All right, great. So we're going to send you on your way. You have any cooking secrets, anything that you just want to leave the audience with in terms of what they should do, eat more kale, whatever it is?
You know what it is? It's like stop working so hard. Let the food do what it was naturally supposed to do and use good quality salt.
Excellent. Okay. Love that. Okay, Rivki. Well, safe travels.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Okay, keep up the awesome work. Can't wait to hear the podcast.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Hey, everyone. Don't forget to follow Rivki on Instagram at Rivki Rabinowitz. That's RIVKI RABINOWITZ. And that is it for this episode of Let My People Eat. Please visit our website at letmypeopleeat.com and leave us a comment. Get in touch at our email at podcast@letmypeopleeat.com or call us at 317-659-0004. Post on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with the hashtag #LetMyPeopleEatPodcast. If you like this show, please make sure to leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Tell your friends and family, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts.
And please remember that although we are certified professionals, this is not a medical advice podcast. No content, posts, or comments should be interpreted as professional guidance. Always speak to your own health practitioner about making the right life changes for you.
Until next time, I am Jill Scharfman.
And I am Andrea Moskowitz.
Thanks for joining us.
And go in good health.